House Anthems with DIPZ Mystery with me, Zoe London. I really hope you enjoyed. I love to play samples of little things that people know and can sing along to you. And then just really all my favorite house tunes from all different genres right now. And of course, it was so lovely to talk about my journey and social media and helping other DJs to get involved, because we need more DJs, especially female DJs. So I hope you enjoyed the mix, and I'll see you soon.
Now, my guest today on House Anthems is an international house DJ who's played everywhere from Glastonbury to Wembley Stadium, warmed up for legends like Garrix and Craig David, and soundtracked events for icons like Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and even Vogue at London Fashion Week. With a signature house sound, a huge online presence of over 120,000 followers, she's also carried an iconic 10-week Ibiza Rocks residency alongside the island's superstar acts. Appearances on RuPaul's Drag Race UK and Eurovision. She's by far one of the biggest demands in corporate events, nightlife, and global festival scenes. I'm talking of the one and only Zoe London joins me live on House Anthems.
Oh my gosh, what an intro. Wow, I feel like you didn't even take a breath. You did so well. Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome to the new studios.
It's lovely.
And I've got to say, with timeless, first of all, now we've got some big news.
I know.
In fact, before that, happy belated birthday.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was my birthday on Monday.
And now we've got some big news.
Yes. So,
Go for it.
All right. Okay, so basically, I've just been shortlisted in the United Ants competition for their Next Gen Artist Program. So the big prize is obviously a set at Ushuaia to play for Ants. There's so many other incredible things like support in producing music and uplifting on SoundCloud. And oh my gosh, it's just such an honor. Just to even see my name on their SoundCloud this morning, I just freaked out. I'm so thrilled.
I saw it in the morning when you posted it. I was just like, wow, this is going to be enormous. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
A birthday present from life?
I hope so. Let's hope it comes through for me.
Just touching on that, for those who want to get involved in competitions like that, what's the best way? Because obviously it's not just putting a mix together, is it? It's really tailoring about the brand, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
How would you advise? If someone just heard it and be like, how do I do that?
Yeah. So the main thing is keeping an eye on social. So Ants were posting this all over their social media, so you couldn't really miss it if you were following them. So I try and follow some of the biggest like club nights and brands. Ibiza Rocks are amazing at this. They do a competition every year to find the new DJs for that season.
Yep.
If you follow them, you'll be first to know. And then what I do is I take some time. I mean, I'm really familiar with Ants because I've been going to Ibiza for more than 10 years now, revealing my age possibly. And I kind of knew a bit about what the brand was about, but if you just dig deep into some of the artists that play for them, check out their SoundCloud, go look on YouTube and kind of get an idea. I mean, you don't want to directly copy their sound, but you can get an idea of the feel for the night, and then you can kind of tailor that to that, and then hopefully win.
It's amazing. It really is fantastic. Obviously some names in there as well. It's a forever growing community, which is great what these brands are doing. Now let's take it back. Where and how and when did the Zoe London career begin? How did it all start for you?
So I actually just fell into DJing completely by accident. My ex-boyfriend used to DJ the Camden Barfly, used to play indie tunes, so like stuff like the Libertines and Arctic Monkeys, things like that. And honestly, he wasn't very good at it. He wouldn't be listening, and I don't care anyway, even if but he wasn't very good at it. And I used to go every time, and I feel like I can do this better than you. So with some confidence, I don't know, I mean, I look back at like 21-year-old me now, and I think, I don't know how I had the confidence to do that, but honestly, sometimes just confidence is key. And I went back into the Barfly, and I was like, you guys know me, I come here every week, I've started to DJ now, perhaps you could book me instead. And they were like, sure. And they gave me a shot. And I started out just playing kind of indie music, but I love a lot of different genres, and I quickly kind of realized that playing indie is a little bit boring to DJ, because you just kind of play the track, and then you play the track, and then you play the track. So it kind of grew from there, and I realized that learning how to mix and doing that properly was way more enriching, way more fun, and then kind of took off from there, really.
Talking on that point of many different genres, now you've added drum and bass to your range of genres, which is amazing. We've had previous artists have gone on to different genres, widespread as well, across the BPMs. We'll talk on that a little bit later, but house is your main foundation.
Yeah.
What drew you to house?
So when I was younger, I can actually literally trace it back to like being given this promo CD. I don't even know where I got it from. My mum used to work in a pub, and I feel like somebody just gave it in the pub. And it had Paul Johnson's Get Down on it. And I just played it on a loop. I just loved it. I was like a little kid, and I was just like, I've never heard anything like this before, because I grew up in a house where my dad listened to a lot of like The Clash, The Jam, you know, David Bowie, all that kind of stuff. So I loved music already, and I played the piano, saxophone, anything I could get my hands on, basically, guitar. And then as soon as I heard this CD, I was like, this is awesome. And that was kind of a bit of a gateway into that kind of music. And then I started digging more for kind of house tracks and dance music. And that love grew alongside my love of rock and indie music when I was younger. And then it just kind of went from there, really.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's what you're doing as well is literally everything that you've grasped and had, you've held it, and now you're putting it out into your entertaining experience. Corporate brands, stadiums, clubs and festivals around the world. Any favourites?
Oh my gosh, so I play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I am a lifelong Spurs fan, sufferer, however you want to take that. So getting that call up was like a dream come true. And I've been so lucky, I've played so many amazing events, but to this day, the one my dad tells everybody about is that I play at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yep. He's like, that's my daughter, she plays for Spurs. I'm like, I do other things too. but that's
the only stadium you do as well, Wembley Stadium as well.
Yes, yeah. So I play at Wembley as well, which has led me to being the DJ for the Taylor Swift Eras tour, which was just crazy. And I mean, at first I was like, I don't know if I'm right for the job because it's like so much pop music. And then I started just playing it, just unashamedly pop music, and just seeing how happy everybody was. And honestly, it was such a highlight because that community, I wish I could bottle it, the feeling that all those kids and those families had going to that concert. And I play the music that plays as you walk up to Wembley Stadium and then through kind of the stadium itself. Right. So a lot of people don't even realise it's a DJ, but they do notice that the music is good. And just kind of being a little part of that day for me is just such an honour.
How do you adapt? There's so many different elements of your DJing game. You're not just clubs and bars and festivals and you know, working with brands, doing the more corporate side of things as well as the music side of things, and then the entertaining experience. How have you learned to adapt yourself?
I think a lot of it is just a lot of attention to detail. I don't go into Taylor Swift expecting to play the house tunes of Rocks, right? So it's like taking the time to understand the client and what they need. And quite often I find with a lot of kind of corporate events as well, they'll say, yeah, we really want house music. And then you start playing house and they're like, what is this?
Yeah,
and what
the other one.
Yeah, what they actually mean is like really commercial stuff. So I take a lot of time to get to know kind of what they want. And honestly, I think just years of experience. I've been doing this for nearly 16 years now. So I think once you throw yourself into it and you do it a few times, you start to learn. And the more that you can get out there and do it, the easier it is to adapt to those different kind of niche elements of DJing.
What's one of your most memorable moments?
Well, I played at Leeds Festival in 2023 on the LS23 stage, and I think that was 20,000 people, and they were just the most feral I've ever encountered, and it was amazing. Everybody told me that about the North. They were like, they go hard. I was like, okay. And then I got there and they were like throwing flares. They were like, screw. I was like, yes, I love the North. So that sticks out in my mind just because it was so fun and so memorable. But then, yes, I played at Reading Festival last year on the brand new stage that they just built, which was like a 360 kind of LED thing. I mean, I just walked out. That was 40,000. It was double. I just walked out and I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. Yeah. I was like shaking from head to toe afterwards. Like, it took me like hours to get to sleep. It was just amazing. So those are probably my favorites. But yeah, I've been so lucky. There's so many core memories I have.
Explain that feeling then. You know, you walk out, it's 20,000 or 40,000 or 60,000 which you play every week with Tottenham Hotspur, Wembley 90, etc.
Yeah.
Just describe that feeling. You walk up behind the decks and it's just, everywhere you look is just atmosphere.
Yeah.
Explain the feeling.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the first thing that always runs through my mind is, I really hope my USB still works.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the first, I get the first bit of like trepidation, then I plug it in and I'm like, okay, we're good. But I think especially being at Tottenham where I'm positioned, I'm right at the top. So I've got just like this amazing view of the stadium. And I mean, being a Tottenham fan anyway, that never gets old, kind of seeing that. But knowing that you are just part of that match day in a small way, really, is just the most like, I can't explain it. It's a really incredible feeling of just joy and honor to be the DJ that they entrust to do that. it's never lost on me. I'm doing it for 4 years now at Spurs, and it is still exciting when I walk through. I'm still like, oh my gosh, hi! Every time I turn up for match day. So yeah, it's never going to get old.
Amazing, it really is. Martin Garrix, Roger Sanchez, Craig David, you've warmed up for, supported.
Yeah.
If you had to collab with any of the artists that you've supported on a track, who would it be and why? It includes your drum and bass era as well.
Yes.
Talk about. So, who would you collab with and why?
Well, I've been really lucky. I've warmed up now twice with Paul Oakenfold.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, when I was a kid, I literally used to have his records on CD. So that, at first I met him and I was like, oh my gosh, we're not worthy. And he was so lovely, so nice. And I think that for me would be the dream collab. But yeah, I mean, obviously Martin Garrix would just be like unbelievable. To warm up for him was such an amazing experience because it was one of the biggest DJs I'd warmed up for at that time. It was a few years ago.
Which event was that at?
So it was in France, and
Right.
it was up on a ski resort. It was at 360 I can't pronounce it, Val Thorens? Up on a ski resort.
Oh, okay.
It's like the highest club, and
Yep.
they do this festival every year. It's called the Snow Party, and he tends to play most years. And yeah, I was on before him. And yeah, it was just amazing. It was very surreal, and just kind of being part of that, seeing how a big DJ operates in terms of like, we were told beforehand, don't play any artists like this, like this, like this, and this is exactly when Martin's going to come on, this is what he's going to do. And even just learning all those little things was just like amazing to be a small part of that. But he was lovely. He's the nicest guy, so chill, so friendly. I would love to work with him. That would be a dream.
With your drum and bass era then, bringing that into the picture, how did that come about? Tell us about the drum and bass. Has that always been with you throughout, or is it something that you went to an event or an artist you've been following and thought, do you know what? I think I'm better than you at this.
I promise that's not what I think about everybody. Actually, I have loved drum and bass since I was a kid, and I very first walked over to HMV in Peterborough and bought Hold Your Colour by Pendulum with my pocket money, and I was just like, this is the coolest thing I have ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously a huge fan of Prodigy and those kind of artists, and I grew up listening to a lot of that. But basically, I have obviously been a fan of rock music for a long time, so I've been going to a festival called Download. And Download just started to kind of be a little more open-minded. They started booking acts like Chase and Status, and obviously Pendulum and Mode Step and people like that kind of fuse dance with rock. And they booked me to DJ first back in 2017. I was on a tiny little stage in the arena, and I really pushed it. I played like Sandstorm and the hardcore dance. And these moshers were loving it. And it was just the funniest thing. Like, it always rains at Download, so everybody's caked in mud.
Yeah.
And they're all like, they've got their Iron Maiden battle jackets on, all absolutely shelling it to like Sandstorm. And they were like, okay, this is cool, this can work. And then over the years, I've been building up the stage that I've been on from like a tiny little one to, in 2023, I played to, I think, 15,000 people. And I was on straight after Metallica, which is like insane.
Wow. Yeah.
And yeah, I just played a pure set of drum and bass. And what I do is I like to mix elements of rock and metal into that.
Yep.
So it's kind of an unusual sound with drum and bass. And what I've been producing is taking guitars or vocals from those kind of genre and making something different. And it's kind of proven that there is a market for that. I think after really Pendulum are the biggest influence in this genre. There aren't that many other people that have been doing it. But after they kind of proved that they could play EDC but also play Download, it kind of merged the two together, and that's what I'm really interested in. So I launched the side project. We're playing for the first time like as a side project at Download this year.
Wow.
I'm so excited. I just can't wait. I've been working really hard on producing my own music, which is terrifying, but I can't wait to play it out. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, you do have another Instagram page for your drum and bass,
Yes,
so let's plug that. How can people follow your drum and bass journey?
It's just Zoe D&B. It's nice and easy to
Nice
find.
and easy.
Yeah.
It's amazing how DJs, artists, presenters constantly recreating yourselves. There's so many entertainment brands and corporate brands that want the DJing experience into their services, right? How do you see that going in the next 5 years? Because there's such a rise.
Yes.
It's good to see it in like the 100, football events, cricket events,
Yes.
whatever it is now. Even if it's like a brand new store opening, there's a DJ there playing
Yep.
with different levels of entertainment. Where do you see it going?
I just think that is only going to keep growing. I think literally the last weekend they just had a Defected Topshop event.
Yes.
Which is absolutely huge to see Defected partner with a brand like that. And I think that kind of stuff is going to start crossing over. I think we'll probably see more. Lab 54 are really good at this. They worked with IKEA recently, which was crazy, but genius because it's a house party, right? So like IKEA is the house. And I think there'll be a lot more stuff. I'd like to see it stay authentic because having been kind of a social media influencer for the last 10 years, I can see how quickly sometimes the brands can make it too corporate. Right now it's still quite cool, like keeping Topshop with Defected is very cool. They had it in the basement, it worked, it was fun. Like if that's not done right, it could lose a bit of its authenticity. So I think it's going to grow, but yeah, I'd like to see it stay authentic to the dance and the DJ brands that are being involved in that.
A lot more of those sort of pop-ups definitely going to happen as well.
Oh, definitely.
People will be looking at that thinking, looking for the offside flag there, thinking, do you know what, I think might be into something like that.
Yeah, and I think like it's really great. Tottenham were one of the first stadiums to embrace DJs.
Yeah.
And they got DJs involved from outside. They often have on like a parked up bus with the DJ on the top to build the atmosphere, and then obviously inside the stadium. And I think I'd like to see a lot of other stadiums kind of take inspiration from that, especially with football, because it really makes such a difference to the atmosphere.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah, they
especially when kids are involved as well.
Oh my gosh, it's so great.
It's a little party for both of them, isn't it?
That's it, and it's just fun, and it's like the difference of having a DJ mixing the music and creating an atmosphere makes it just sticking a playlist on. So yeah, I'd like to see some of the big teams embrace that and get more people involved.
We can cut that bit out and pitch it up to other stadiums and clubs.
Right, that's it.
Done,
absolutely.
That's it, done. Social media, you touched on there, you was influencing for a while. How would you advise people to use social media to build a DJing career? It could be in any way as well, entertainment, or whether it's, in a way as an artist, from your experience, what would you advise?
So I think the biggest thing that people forget is that when they look at your social media, they're seeing you for the very first time. They don't know anything about you. They may never meet you. So you have to kind of use it as like a showcase of, this is who I am, this is what I do. And not enough DJs. It's amazing to me the amount of DJs I see that just post pictures. And I'm like, how can I hear you? You need to post a video. Just grab your phone, grab a tiny little, I got this little pocket camera, it's like 100 quid. Just prop it up, film everything, and post that as if you're posting to people that don't know you at all. And I think people forget to see it from that outside perspective. They think, well, I know that I like house and I like this and whatever, but we don't know that. If I open your page and I can't see that, how would I know to book you? So if you
just a new CV now.
100%. I mean, I think promoters look more at that rather than anything else.
Yep.
So you just got to kind of use it as like this amazing free marketing tool. And I know it's draining and I know it's annoying, and like I feel it too, I do. But I find the easiest way, batch shoot a load of content. Like if you're playing a show in your club, in local club or whatever, prop your camera up and like film the whole thing, cut that down into like 5 different Instagram posts, and you've got 5 reels.
Absolutely,
even if you post 1 a week, that's 5 weeks worth of content, right, that you're still uploading. And so I go to my friend's studio, shout out Jack at Beats Hire. If you live anywhere near Surrey, Farnham's the best studio. I film there, and I just go and I hire it for like 3 hours, and I shoot loads of content in one go, and I don't have to worry about it for like 2 weeks, and I just post it. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Obviously with several platforms as well, how would you advise on managing that as well? Obviously Instagram, it's TikTok. What's your best way of managing that?
Honestly, it's just about figuring out what is the right piece of content for that day and planning it in advance as much as you can. Even if you know, like, yeah, I'm playing at this club on Friday, so I'll grab some content then, and then I can post that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and just kind of trying to schedule as much as you can.
Would you ever hire a social media manager?
I probably wouldn't, because I'm too much of a control freak and I've been doing it for so long, but I've done it for other artists, and yeah, it definitely works.
Yeah.
And if that's something that you need to help you, 100% do it, because, social media really is just the most powerful, especially TikTok. I think a lot of DJs forget about TikTok.
Yeah.
And it's just huge. and it's well worth spending a little bit of extra time. I know it's so long, like you turn up to the gig, and if you're anything like me and you're on your own most of the time, because my friends are in their 30s, so they don't want to come out. I'm like, what do you mean you start at 2? I'm not coming. I'm like, okay, I'll go on my own again. So I know I have to turn up on my own, set up my tripod, do my camera, do this, and I know it's draining and it's annoying, but it does pay off. And this
It's afterwards, isn't it?
That's it. And this is how brands and people like Tottenham Hotspur, this is how they find you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's worth it.
Amazing stuff you're doing. It's been amazing to interview the last 15, 20 minutes. What can we expect for Zoe London for 2025? What's coming up? See Ibiza as well?
Yes, so I'm going to be with Love Juice in Ibiza, and I also play at Pikes. I play in the little toilet. Have you been in the
That's
toilet?
That's an iconic
Oh my God.
place, isn't it?
But you know what? Last year, the aircon was broken, so
Right.
I actually thought I was going to die. They fixed the aircon, I'm pleased to announce. So it is nice in there now. Playing there. And then, honestly, I'm working on a lot of music at the moment. So I'm not playing as many shows as I normally do, but it's still happening. I'm still playing at Wembley, still playing at Tottenham, doing all that kind of stuff. And then hopefully releasing some music.
Are you going to be featuring some of your music today in your guest mix? What have we got coming up? What's Zoe London got coming up for us?
You know what? I'm just going to play all the tunes that I just love playing at the moment. They're a little bit different house. There's some piano house, some tech house, some Afro house. Just honestly stuff that I know pops off both at Tottenham and Wembley, and then also in the club, and just stuff that makes me feel good. But I am not going to play any of my music because it's a secret still. I saw what you were trying to do there. It's not happening.
We got the breaking news at the top.
Like, I wanted that exclusive. But maybe in a few months' time we'll do it again, and then there'll be some.
I'm very much looking forward to it, as are many people listening as well. Zoe London, let's do this. Guys, keep it locked with us. 4 o'clock, Zoe London will be stepping up for the House Anthems guest mix. And very quickly, Zoe, where can people follow your journey on the socials as well as the drum and bass? You've got Zoe London, the main account. Where can we follow you?
Yep, so I'm at Zoe London DJ on Instagram and TikTok, and then just Zoe D&B, so just D&B at Instagram and TikTok and SoundCloud. Yeah.
And we are live on Zoe London DJ TikTok as well. So join us. You can watch this entire show live and exclusive on your device. Stay tuned. Coming up next, Zoe London takes on the House Anthems guest mix.